We like to think of poverty as a flaw in the system, but it is actually the default setting. As of 2019, 85% of humanity lived on less than $30 a day. Most of the world isn't thriving. They are simply surviving the daily grind. Bureaucratic metrics often measure basic biological survival rather than a true living wage. International poverty lines are set incredibly low, meaning that even if you are technically above that line, you are often just one emergency away from total financial collapse. Absolute poverty is a relentless, daily struggle for the most basic human needs. It is the severe deprivation of food, clean water, sanitation, and shelter. Without this foundation, life becomes a desperate fight for mere existence. Then there is relative poverty. This is defined by social exclusion. It represents the reality of being unable to participate in the ordinary patterns and activities that allow a society to function, effectively isolating individuals from their community. Poverty is rarely just about a lack of cash. The multidimensional poverty index highlights the crushing force of overlapping hardships. Lacking access to education, sanitation, or power simultaneously keeps people trapped in a cycle of deprivation. Environmental instability further erodes human potential. For the 1.6 billion people currently facing a housing crisis, living in makeshift structures means their possessions and stability are constantly threatened by the elements, preventing them from moving forward. Poverty also forces a deficit of economic connections. If your network is limited to other people struggling with poverty, you are often isolated from the professional roles and opportunities that lead to financial mobility. It's not just about money, it's about access to the networks where money moves. It is helpful to view the structural trap of poverty as a hole rather than a wall. In this scenario, staying where you are can feel like the most rational choice given your options, making it incredibly difficult to climb out of the cycle. Immediate survival needs create a zero capital death spiral. When every resource must be spent just to eat today, there is zero incentive or capacity to save. Any small influx of capital is immediately consumed, leaving the individual right back where they started. Our wealth distribution model is not a simple bell curve, it is a Twin Peaks structure. A massive group is clustered at the low wealth end, while a small group remains in the high wealth club, leaving the middle class as a hollowed out space. Productivity signaling creates high barriers to entry. To access better opportunities, individuals often need an upfront lump sum, such as the cost of a degree. If you cannot afford that entrance fee, you remain stuck in routine, low-growth occupations. Upward mobility is unfortunately reversible. Even after climbing to a better position, individuals can be pushed back down by automation or economic volatility. This leads to a state where people struggle to accept a return to the poverty trap. Performative handouts fail to address the fundamental demand for ownership. While aid is helpful, it only touches a fraction of the global need. Nearly 2 billion people require a system that allows them to own their homes and participate fully in the economy. Wealth transfers are often palliatives rather than cures. If you do not change the structural conditions of the poverty trap, providing temporary cash does not solve the underlying issue. You are simply managing the situation rather than changing the system. Ultimately, we are currently managing a dual peak system rather than curing it. It is important to recognize that the system is designed to create these outcomes. And for many, the poverty trap is an unavoidable reality.